Hey, it's Randy Carroll. We're here at Buddy V's Ristorante. Is that the way you say it?
Ristorante.
Ristorante. See, I'll say it Spanish because I'm in San Antonio.
Well, it's all good. I mean, it's definitely butchered less in Spanish than in America, in English.
Yeah, we're here at the shops at La Cantera. And I got to ask, do you go by Buddy V because everybody butchers your last name?
No. I just didn't. I wanted to have like a catchy name for the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, my wife came up with the name because we were like, "What are we gonna name it?" I didn't want to name it Carlo's like the bakery because I felt the bakery was kind of its own thing. This is my own thing, and I wanted to have my name in it, but I just didn't want to call it Buddy's. So I said, my wife said, "Well, what about Buddy V's?" And it kind of had like a good ring to it. So we said, "Yeah, Buddy V's," and that's the way it's been.
So how did you get started in all of this? I mean, we know you from the Cake Boss, and but where did all this come from?
Well, to tell you the truth, I mean, I started baking when I was about 11. I had at my dad's bakery, had a passion for it, loved it, and I never had the intent to be the cake boss. Like I wasn't like I'm going to do this and I'm going to set out to become this famous baker. I just really loved my craft. I loved what I did, and the more I did it, the more I did it, the better I got, and then opportunity started to come its way. So, I got asked to be in different magazines for my wedding cakes, and then after the magazines, it was like, okay, do a little local television spot. Then it was do a cake competition, and then finally one day it was my third competition, and I lost. It was so funny because I was so pissed. So I lost. I was so aggravated, and the guy who filmed me, the camera guy, goes, "Man, you were great today." I'm like, "Yeah, I should have won." I said I had the best cake. He goes, "No, man, not your cake." He's like, "You." He's like, "You need a television show." He's like, "You're a character." He's like, "You pop off a camera," and then I was like, maybe this guy's not nuts. Like, he started thinking about it. He started thinking about my life being funny. And I started to say, all right, maybe I should have a show, and I started to like try to put the pole in the water, but nothing came out of it.
Right.
So one day I get a call from TLC, and they're like, we're thinking of doing a cake show, and we saw some footage of you on television. We think you're great. They go, what do you think? I said, well, I have a good idea. I said, just follow me, my family, my bakery. I have a 100-year-old bakery. I took a little camcorder and sent them a video, sent it out to them, and the next day they were like, we want you. That was it.
Yeah.
And going back, this was like December of 2008. By April 2009, we had shot the first season of Cake Boss, and then boom, the rest is history. I mean, but again, I didn't know what to expect and what was going to happen. And so as things started to grow, not only being a great baker, but being an entrepreneur, because I'm definitely an entrepreneur.
Right.
But I love food. I love to cook. It's all about, you go to my house, I have a kitchen table that seats 22 people. And it's in the kitchen because my whole family comes, and my wife cooks, and we have that big, great meal, and all the problems get talked about at that table, all the laughter, the singing, the good times. Kind of like when I was a kid at my grandma's. And I was inspired by the culinary rock stars in my life, meaning my grandma, my mom, my dad, my wife, my aunts. So I thought about it, I said, I want to do a cooking show. So that's just what first started with the idea of a cooking show, because I felt like a lot of the chefs who were on television were intimidating. So I don't consider myself a chef by trade, right? So if you watch me like cut an onion or whatever, I cut it, but I'm not like, I don't have the nice skills of a chef, or, you know what I'm trying to say? That's not really what I do. But if you come to my house, I throw down, I give you a great meal. It's like really old world, authentic, and feels like that home cooking that you would get at grandma's.
Right.
So I started with the show, and then we had a huge success with the show of me doing cooking. So I said, all right, now it's time to bring these recipes to life. But I knew nothing about the restaurant business. like totally. Like, I know the bakery business, but I never ran a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I partnered with Elizabeth Blau and Kim Catawella, and they're great restaurateurs out of Las Vegas. And we came up with the concept of Buddy V's. We said, so when we came up with the food, we flew like 9 chefs out to New Jersey in my facility. And it was me, my wife, my aunts, my mom at the time. I mean, we were going back like 6 years ago. And we just did a cook-off. We just cooked for like 3 days straight.
Right.
And it was the funniest thing because you have these like, great chefs who my aunt's like, no, you got to do it like this. Like, you got to use this pan. It was hilarious, but that was really to get them to understand the flavor and the essence of what we want this restaurant to be. So, that started. We're almost now going on 5 years in the Venetian. Year after year, we just keep killing it there. We, get rave reviews. We've been voted, best Italian on the Strip. We've been voted best lasagna on the Strip. A ton of different things that you wouldn't really think of me. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
The first thing you look at me, you don't think food. But I love food. It's my passion. It's something that we do. And I thought that I wanted it to be just like approachable Italian. Like, if I say Italian food to you, what comes to your mind? Like, what's the first thing that pops in your head? Pizza or spaghetti and meatballs or lasagna. It's not like, truffle risotto. And that's the truth, which, is it Italian? Is it this? Yeah, but I wanted it to feel like a good red sauce place. Yeah. And that's what the heart and soul of what Buddy V's is all about. And again, along the way, I've grown the bakeries. This is actually number 23.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been able to do a lot. I've been so blessed in so many different ways by the fans and the people. And my employees. I have great employees.
I would guess just from watching you the little bit I have today that you're definitely a big people person. You love people.
Of course.
I would expect one of your natural gifts too is probably just hospitality. You love to entertain people.
I do. We're always at my house. We're always entertaining. It's one of those things, like, for me, when you're with your fans in particular, and you saw me with them, these people look up to you. These people watch you. These people have an expectation of who you are. Mm-hmm. I don't act for television. I am who I am. So the same guy who you sit down and have a beer with is the same guy who you're going to see on camera. Right. And long time ago, early in my career, I vowed to never change. Like, even for my kids, like, I still show them, I want them to see how humble I really am. And I still work. Like, Saturdays, there's no cameras at the bakery. I'm at the bakery. I'm on the line. I'm making cakes with the guys. Like, do you think I need to be? Like, I got 23 bakeries. I got this, I got that. But the thing is I proved to my employees that I ain't too good to do it. That I ain't better than anyone else. That I have a passion and a love for the quality of what I do. So, it's one of those things, and it makes me happy. It's kind of like my own sanity. Like, sometimes you need to come back to reality, or back to, like, life of this is what I did every day.
I kind of think probably one of the things that might always bring you back to reality and who you are, there's a letter right behind you. It's like I think it's like a Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
Letter from your son.
Yeah, my daughter.
Oh, it's your daughter. Okay. I was trying to read it from the corner.
The most important thing about my dad is that he is marvelous and helpful to everyone. My dad is always baking wherever he is. He also is a great cook, but the mess he makes is incredible. Yeah. I don't clean. If I cook at home, my wife, that's the deal. I'll cook, but she cleans. Flour is everywhere. All right, she went on to say, Flowers everywhere, eggshells scrambled all over the counter, and every ingredient is out. My dad is also playful with his funny faces and how he entertains us. Dad is always traveling around the world, such as China, Denver, and Abu Dhabi. Yeah. The most important thing about my dad is that he's marvelous and helpful to everyone. Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
See, that's good stuff right there, brother.
Of course, man.
So we got the grand opening coming up on Saturday of Carlos.
Yep.
Right here. What sets Carlos apart from any other bakery?
Well, the thing is I don't know about sets apart. I want people to come and know how I do things.
Right.
You know, I'm not dumb to say that there's not other great bakers out there in the world, because there are, or great bakeries. Or I'm not looking to take anybody from any of the local bakeries here. What we want to do is kind of bring a little taste of Hoboken, a little taste of what we do to San Antonio. And we've had so many fans come to New Jersey from Texas. So I thought that it was only fair to start to expand here. We have a store in Dallas, we have a store in Houston, we have stores kind of like all over, so why not San Antonio?
Absolutely. So, and we're going to have the familia here?
Oh, actually, my wife and kids are already here with me, which is pretty good. And we also have my brother-in-law Mauro, my sister Grace, my sister Madeline, my brother-in-law Joey, my wife, my kids. We got the whole familia with us.
All right.
Yeah, we got something good for you too here. Look at this. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ah, a little pizza, mangiare. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to move things around
Yeah,
here
go ahead.
because
Me
that's.
and you both. Come on. Tell me what you think. Tell me.
I'm going to tell you. Believe me. I'll tell
Go
you.
ahead. Tell them. Say it real.
I don't think I've ever ate pizza on camera before.
All right. Let's see. Not bad.
I wouldn't use the word not bad. I would use the word freaking great.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
See, for us, it's all, the trick is in the flour. So we get a double zero flour from Italy, and it's the same type of style pizza that they would make in Naples.
I think I could tell that this place was going to be good, regardless of whether or not I tasted it, just because of your passion for what you do, and I love people that are passionate about what they do because they're good at what they do. and you obviously have that passion, and you have that great gift of making people feel welcome and hospitable. And so, wow,
Well,
you're going to be successful.
Already are. I appreciate that, and it's about. Look, people always ask me, what is it about you? And again, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little OCD the way I look at things, but it's because I'm a perfectionist. I always want to make people happy. I always want to try to put out the best possible thing. That's something you're born with. That's something the way I'm programmed. So I hope everybody here in San Antonio enjoys Carlo's Bakery and Buddy V's. Come in, bring the familia, have a slice of pizza.
You don't have to spend much time in San Antonio to know that it's a unique city, and every place you travel probably has got its own unique things. So maybe some things that might be a little bit different that you bring to San Antonio?
Well, to be honest with you, we're actually piloting some new menu items here in San Antonio. Like we have some wonderful different cake slices. We have a breakfast sandwich program. We actually have a new coffee program. So San Antonio is going to be, I think, a great market for us, and we're coming guns blazing. We're bringing our best, and we're trying to do everything we got to do. Actually, I got a little bit of, this is mac and cheese carbonara. Watch here, look. Does that look good or what?
That looks very good.
All right, here, I'm going to feed you now. I don't want anybody to get jealous, but here.
Here we go.
Ready? How's that?
Oh my God.
Is that good?
It's the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. That is so good.
Is that good?
Oh my gosh. Now I want the recipe. No, I'm kidding. I don't cook. I'll just come and get it here.
Just come get it here.
That's awesome.
Well, you know what it is? We take the creamy carbonara sauce and we finish it with some breadcrumbs in the oven, little panko breadcrumbs, and it gets a little bit of that crisp. So you got that creamy, mac and cheese flavor in the carbonara, but then because it's cooked, it gets a little bit of that crisp, you don't want like a runny mac and cheese. You want it to be a little sticky and crispy, and that's where it hits the spot.
It hit my spot. Man,
That's what I like to hear.
I can't wait to entertain here. This is the perfect place to bring friends, to bring family.
How's the vibe? What do you think it'll look?
I think it looks great. I tell you, the thing I really love, I love all of the pictures of the family, because I mean that's exactly what I think of when I was just telling you I want to entertain here.
Yep.
You feel like you can bring your family and it's like you're at home.
Well, that was the inspiration. The inspiration was really, I wanted people to feel like you're part of my family. Yeah. And that's why we have all the family pictures up,
I love it. I love it. I think that's great. I think it's beautiful. Well, thank you again, man.
Hey, my pleasure, brother. Yeah, I'm going to put this back over here for you because I know you want more of it, so put that over there.
I do.
I'll let you finish that up.
I'll finish it up. I have my fork. Pizza and mac and cheese.
Can't beat that.
Oh, God. So good.